This is the L-handed sign for lupus awareness. May is Awareness Month. My name is Chris Cantrell. I'm 45 years old and I have lupus. Systemic lupus erythematosus affects over 1.5 million Americans, 5 million worldwide. Lupus is a chronic autoimmune inflammatory disorder that attacks your immune system. It can attack virtually any organ in one's body: your skin, your joints, your kidneys, your heart, your blood, even your brain. 80% of the people who have lupus are women. 9 out of every 10 of these women are of childbearing age. 20% are men, most of them African and Asian descent. Being Caucasian, I was a rare case, as I would find out over the next 19 years, continuously defying odds, withstanding, never give up, and never surrender. It's kind of a lupus motto. We are lupus warriors, butterfly warriors. The butterfly symbolized by the butterfly rash, which is one of the distinctions of diagnosis. And we are warriors because we fight a battle every day. There is no cure for lupus. We can only be treated. We can only hope that today's flare is not as bad as the last flare. Most of the people who die from lupus die from renal failure. It is one of the few largest of the major illnesses in America that the mortality rate is actually rising. Again, we have no cure. Very few people even know what lupus is, much less what lupus is about. But I'd be willing to bet that every one of you knows someone, because it can affect anyone. Mothers, daughters, sisters, aunts, your brother, your sons, perhaps even you. I was 24 years old, peak of my life, healthy, just getting started, family, new baby daughter. Went to work one day, never went back to the same. I had to learn how to live with it. I had to learn how to cope. They don't teach you these skills. The doctors, they just give you a prescription, write you off in the 15 minutes that they see you, and they move on. You have to learn how to deal. How do you do it? You do it by just sheer determination. You do it with support of your family. You do it with support of your friends. You do it by listening to your doctors, taking your medication, eating right foods, getting plenty of rest. And rest is so important because lupus gives you extreme fatigue. I had my right leg amputated in 2011, right below the knee. This I put on every single morning. On top of lupus, the medicine that they give me, I now have osteoporosis at the age of 45. I have Graves' disease due to my adrenal deficiency. Again, the medicine that they give me. So the medicines they give you do cure you, but they don't help you. They give you more problems, more things to deal with. Sooner or later, you have more problems than you know what to deal with, and it does become overwhelming. When I first got sick, I had catastrophic flares. They kept coming for 3 years, just one after the other. Every organ was attacked except for my brain. My body was damaged in ways that you couldn't yet see the damage. But I had to go to chemotherapy to try to fix my kidneys because I was losing protein to my kidneys. I was having cardio problems where I congestive heart failure from my so much fluid because of my lack of kidneys pumping them out, where my heart was filling up, causing me to have congestive heart failure. Chemotherapy, and after chemotherapy, I continued taking large doses of other medications that eventually gave me necrosis. While I was in chemotherapy, they gave me medicine for nausea. That medicine didn't do anything. I smoked pot. I quit throwing up. I don't take pain pills anymore. I Took them for years and years and years. I've taken pain patches, every kind of pain narcotic the doctors have to offer. I have a period in my life before my amputation I do not remember. And we feel very alone. We feel forgotten. We feel mistreated. Definitely misunderstood. Every person I know who has lupus has the same story to tell. Because we have lives. We have people who love us are affected by our illness as much as we are. Maybe more so, because they're helpless. We just live with it, deal with it. We don't know anything different. They don't always understand. And sometimes you lose people along the way. Guess those people weren't worth keeping around anyhow. But it does happen. And every time it happens, it leaves a mark, a scar. Not one you can go talk to the doctor about. Not one that they can fix. But it makes you a little gun shy. Sooner or later you start to withdraw. You start to isolate yourself. Depression. Depression's real. Everybody knows what depression. We see commercials every single day about dealing with depression and how it's real and how it hurts. So on top of having a chronic disorder, inflammation, immune disorder that's slowly eating away at your kidneys, your bones, your blood, your joints, your skin, now we get to be depressed and take another pill because that'll make it all go away. So if it doesn't, it just makes us feel a little less personalized, a little less emotional. I say it's alright to be emotional. I think the people who suffer silently should stand up and say we don't want to suffer silently anymore. We want a cure. We want hope. People can have cancer, can be cured. The gene in the breast cancer can be removed by removing the breast. Rate of survival is high. People who have HIV live perfectly normal lives for years. Lupus kills people every day. It's not going to stop until we find a cure. The problem with lupus, everybody's disease is different. No two people disease mimics the same. We may have the same symptoms, we may have the same experience, but what order, what severity, how often, what age, all different. Doctors constantly are guessing. There are 11 symptoms to give them. All you need to meet is 4. Often, most doctors have no idea. They weren't looking at all. They had other things they were looking at me. I went a long time before I was diagnosed. In that amount of time, my body was damaged. I had to have a quadruple bypass that forever changed my life, which ended in my amputation. I had congestive heart failure. I've had seizures. My life is far from easy. And I don't care how normal and good I look. Nothing changes this. It takes a lot of stress. I have to learn anymore to roll with it instead of being very upset. I like things to go in order. I really don't like disruption of my time. Lupus has changed everything with me. I'm not controlled of anything but my attitude. That's the only thing I get to control. I listen to what my doctors say. I manage my life as best as I can. And I take measures on my own. I find that marijuana helps me a lot dealing with my inflammations, definitely with my nausea. I am able to use it more medicinally because we have dispensaries for legalized marijuana. You can get all different kinds where you don't have to smoke as most people think. You actually can turn around and use edibles and vaporizers and oils and tinctures to medicate yourself from all kinds of patients with cancer, with AIDS, arthritis, lupus, cystic fibrosis. There are so many utilized uses of marijuana that we haven't yet begun to touch this. But today, where I stand, I really believe that my survival is due to my lifelong use and my continual use daily of marijuana. So instead I take my action in my own hands. I do what my doctors say, to the letter. I just do a little bit more. And I live in a state where it's proactive and it's growing every day. And I believe if we as a country would put down our discriminatory views and our outdated moralities of our war on drugs and this and that and study more what could be helpful to future generations. And even in a way, it can stimulate our economy. There's so much it could do for us, but if we want to be biased, we want to be prejudiced, we have nothing. Nothing's all we'll get. Closed minds, closed doors. Because I have no other answer. I have doctors call me a miracle child. I have my prosthetic. Man, tell me my ability to walk around and deal with my leg pain-free is not normal. Again, I am a daily user of marijuana. That is how I deal with it. If that makes me a stoner or a pothead, I guess I am. But I'm not irresponsible. I don't go out and smoke while I'm in a car. I don't go out and use things. I don't go out and do anything. I'm at home 90% of the time because I don't feel good. I got nothing but a bruised arm. I can smile. I can be pleasant. I'm actually a lot of fun. But I'm tired. I'm sick. And quite frankly, I'm dying. And that is the truth. Lupus awareness. Someone you love, save their life.